Okay. If anybody does, so we'll appoint a responsible person to evacuate you from the building. Item 20 on the any apologies? No, John and I. Right. Okay. Great. But so 21 to receive declarations of interest for items included on the agenda.
I'm on 26.2. I'm an allotment holder.
I'm on 28.3. So we're going to adjourn the meeting now to allow members of the public to address us. Jacob?
Yep. So I'm here for 2 agenda items today. So firstly, on the football goals for Swan's Nest, I was contacted by a couple of local families interested in getting some football goals on Swan's Nest. So referred them to the town council. So I do live right in front of the park, but I don't think it's an interest because I have zero interest in football. But I can say, as somebody who lives right in front, what a well-used park it is. Always a very friendly park. Never seen any trouble, and I think they'd really benefit from some football goals. I know there's been some concerns about close proximity to things, but I think firstly, having the smaller size goals that are in the meeting papers for smaller 5-a-side games would actually give them something to kick the ball towards and would hopefully encourage sort of lighter kicks. I think it is a generous size space, but also I've noticed that children are currently either opening the park gate and using that as a goal, or they're tying the swings back and using the frame as a goal. So I think by having some actual goals in place, it might reduce the risk of damage to the play equipment and having the ball kicked in the play area. So it's great to see some local families actually come along to the meeting as well. So
yeah, so when I go to the park quite regularly because we've got quite a few kids, and I get on with the likes of Reggie over here, and he has a great number of friends that we all go to the park. I think the last time we went to the park, I think there was 18 kids, where they normally play inside the park, where it's all enclosed off, and obviously there's a lot of family around there with little children. However, the only place for them to make goals is obviously with swings and all the thing. Obviously, when they're kicking balls around inside that small little space, obviously there's kids around and stuff like that, or little babies, maybe the ball could hit a baby and stuff like that. So that's why I thought it's a good idea to get the pitch outside of the actual accommodation where the park is. However, I have seen there is drains there, side of the park, and the other side there is like a space to put 5-a-side goals, maybe a 7-a-side little pitch, stuff like that. But I'm just saying, like, we went there the other day and there was a little kid there. It was great how good the kids brought him into the group. And we had a little Facebook page or whatever. She actually commented how the kids accommodated the kid and how they're just a great good group of kids. And I think they deserve the goals, to be fair, because the amount of people that go out and actually play. Like, I'll go to the other park and all I see is dog walks and stuff like that. But you go to this park and there's about 20 people playing football, which is very rare to see in any village. Well, I think if people come and see this village for what it is, I love it. I've only been here 6 months, but the fact that kids are going out playing like that is only going to bring more kids out. A lot of kids are just staying at home. So I've told my kids, they go out, it's bringing so many other kids out. They're going out calling for their mates, which is probably unheard of in the last 18 months or so. I was from before in a big estate, and kids didn't go out. So in this village, I found it's great. It's a great thing to do. But I think goals would be a great value to the actual village and that part of the where we live. Where is it where we live? Swan's Nest. But yeah, I think it's a great thing to do. So
I think as a parent as well, like my boy's football, well, our boy's football mad. And the amount of times I love goals down there, pop up goals, spend the time getting them into the ground, lugging them home again. And they're not ideal. They're, as permanent structure would be amazing to have down there. And the lady that Richard referred to, she had her grandchildren down for a weekend, and it was her who actually instigated and was like, why are there not goals down there? This would be an amazing addition to that green space. So yeah, we 100% would love to see some goals down there.
But we have all sorts of types of different little kids. Like there's tiny kids that play football. There's like a higher, like 7-year-olds that play football. Then there's the 11-year-olds. They all come together. Like even inside the actual park, but you could put a little 5-a-side little mini goals for the little babies because they're all playing football. But my little kid's 4, he's playing football, but they tend to try and keep away from the bigger kids so they don't get hurt and stuff. So you could even put a 5-a-side little tiny goals inside the actual park, make a little pitch so it's more accommodating to the babies. And then obviously a 7-a-side pitch where there's a lot of grass at the end part of the park. There's a lot of play area to play with and sort of accommodate for little children as well.
Can I have a look at this on Google Earth? Park, can you get it up on Google Earth? I'm look at.
Are you finding there's a sort of a thing of girls and boys that are coming, or is it just?
No,
No,
Inclusive, yeah.
real mixture. We have got an amazing community up there. So
Honestly,
we've got Swan's Nest. You guys are.
I've
up there.
never seen it. The way it is over in that park
Yeah.
is
And
crazy.
literally, so both of the states, the Redlands and the Swan's Nest, they all play together on that green. That is it's the biggest space, and that is the one they all kind of lead towards. But yeah, girls, boys, I work at one of the local schools in Swaffham at Hartwood, and I'm always seeing children from school. I see children from the other school. It is very much a lovely community there.
What you'll see as well, where there's a big park, there's also a small park in Swan's Nest, is where they mainly play football as well. That's like a little baby sort of area. But they tend to find there's a little apprentice there, apparatus that they use for a goal, but it's generally for the little ones, but they play football there. If you could like zoom in it, you'll see where the actual they've got rid of all the grass, how much they've played on it. But it's just mud.
It's yes. Get that big space there.
That's this bit.
And that green trees.
Yes.
Where they're-
Right,
Little park.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's the part there. And you've got all this space, there's some drains across here. And you've got all of that. However, you got to sort of like manage it out because down here sort of goes down a hill a little bit. You probably put a pitch there and a little pitch, maybe a 5-a-side pitch here. The little ones to add on to the little structure you got there for the kids and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of room to play with. If you think about it carefully and sort of look at it and then sort of assess what to do, I think you can make a really good something out of it.
Have you had any anything with the local neighbours, you know, if with the
Oh, no.
pools and?
So there's so much room because obviously if you go back to the map. This is actually a road.
Yeah.
And then they've got their driveways. So this is a big road.
Yep.
They've also got a road down here. But there isn't any cars getting hit. Well, I've never seen a kid hit a car. And there's not much driving, so they're just parking their car and then on their driveway.
But no one's complaining with regards to
No.
noise or anything like that, sort of.
No,
You face to face.
there's somebody who's obviously raised their concerns that said that they had their car hit by a ball, but nothing was said beforehand, and that is gonna, you know, things like that. That's accidental. The houses haven't been targeted or anything like that, and that was only brought to light when the lady referred to earlier was suggesting about having goals cut on that area. But equally, I think if they've got a target to shoot, that's gonna restrict that from happening anyway.
In fact, they can play football on there. They are going to play football on there.
Yeah.
If we can put some goals in, it's going to draw them into a safer area of the park for
Yeah.
everybody.
I'd say I live here, so I very much got a front view of it. I can say I've never been disturbed in
So
any
you
way.
go out at
by
half
the
time
park.
with oranges.
Well, at least I know
The
now.
thing- One of the other things to point out as well is that when we bought our house, we were on the first phase. So we knew there was going to be a green space there. We knew there was going to be a park there. So, you know, the nicest possible way, anyone that's bought since then, they know that that was the plan, to have that park there and a big green area. Children are going to play in it.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
And Joy, yeah.
Yeah, how do you envisage this all being done and financially and managed?
So obviously, you know, the town council was able to fund it from capital funds. That would be great, but perhaps residents could discuss with the town council, and the town council applying for funding to cover it. Obviously, residents.
So if it comes to it, you
can't
couldn't afford
cover
it. I think there's a lot of people that would.
We would fundraise, absolutely. Yeah, we would fundraise.
I would
We
give
needed
out
to.
happily £200 because I know how much kids would use it. There's no question how much the parents actually care. It's a great thing to have for your village, honestly.
And then managing it, in terms of managing it, I don't really know how that would all kind of work, but, and I'm sure the boys are so respectful. You know, when we were saying earlier about them using the swings, if someone wants to use the swings, obviously they bring them back round and they move away. But they would look after it because it is something they desperately want. But yeah, I'm not sure how else like managing or maintaining a set of goals would work.
But you've got a great, the other park across, just down here, there's a big park.
Correct.
And then you've also got like the basketball court and stuff like that. I've never seen anyone really on them. But you don't want that over there, because I think when you've got concrete on the floor and the kids are playing football, I think that's just dangerous. However, it's for basketball or whatever. But I went into, obviously it costs a lot of money, and you've got a lot of money, obviously. But went into where did I go? You look into Mildenhall, next to Sainsbury's. They have an amazing, that state of the art, like sort of rubber astroturf, great goals, basketball, but it's just so child friendly. But it was amazing if you can look like that, but that would be lovely. But obviously we're not going to get that, but I'm just telling you, right, there's stuff out there that literally accommodates for the safety of the children as well. The last
More houses going up as well on the other Able estate as well. Potentially there would be more usage of that space.
That's what you
I know
want.
they probably have their
As
own.
parents of the whole village, you want your kids to go out,
Yeah.
play with other kids, like not stuck in on YouTube and stuff like that. And then the next year, the whole ban of YouTube and all that lot's coming in, so you will see more kids out.
Okay.
So
I was just going to ask, are we discussing this fully here, or are we going to wait till the next agenda item?
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll take everything that's been said into consideration. Obviously, we need to have a formal discussion about it. And we've got the other side of the coin that we also need to take into full consideration.
Yeah.
So, but thank you.
sorry.
It's been really good hearing from you. And what we'll do is we'll arrange another meeting, or
You'll
we'll.
discuss it as a council when it gets to the agenda item.
Okay.
Decide.
Yeah, okay, that works. Okay. Right, so we're going back into session. So item 23, to receive and agree the minutes for the Assets and Open Spaces Committee meeting on the 27th of May. Everybody read them? John?
One point. AO 17.
Mhm.
That is not how I remembered the things. I think, yeah, it's a much more broadly thing. All I wanted to know is someone could find out how much it's going to cost, put it back together. I need to know about running it, because some other organisation would run it. But how much people might be expecting the town council to pay out for bringing that back into operation. That's all I want to know.
You might find
Business plan.
I need to go to work.
Yeah,
I was meant to be at work half hour ago, but I had to be here because it's one for the kids, so. Right, thank you for taking on our notes. You want to stay, Reggie, or do you want to go home?
We can go now.
Yeah.
I think we've just said much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening. Thank you.
I think that's a bit more than I had in mind. I was keen to it. All I want to know is how much it's going to cost to put it back into a usable state, and what the alternatives are for that site. But you know, it's always been taken that someone else will operate it, not the town council.
Sorry,
So we're talking about last month's minutes at
Yes,
AO
I
17,
thought that.
the actual what's actually been written. There's just a discrepancy.
What do you think it should be?
Well, I just think the cost of making it usable again, that's all I
Yeah.
think I had in mind. And I'm sure most other people did. So that we knew what we would, you know, if someone came to us and said, well, we want to have the swimming pool back, we had a handle on how much that was going to cost and how much they were thinking that the town council was going to pay. Simple as that. Nothing to do with having grandiose plans for it, just that sum.
I thought the subject was about this doing a survey or again a survey or something done. Wasn't that what the agenda item was?
Bill?
I thought the council absolutely said they weren't going to spend any money on it. And it was the person that actually took it on would spend the money. It wasn't anything to do with the council, because the council have no money, as you've said, lots and lots of times before, to spend on a swimming pool. So that's as far as I can see, no money from the council. It was the person who was going to try and put it together.
Yeah, I think my interpretation of the last meeting was quite literally Jill and Bob were going to go away,
Yeah.
have a look at how viable the pool was as it was, probably get a quote to have something done, and we were going to just
Yeah,
look at that, and that was
No
it.
money was going to be involved where the council was concerned. That has come over time and time again, which is fine.
What's this prepared costings? Why would we
Well,
want to do that?
But I think
Just
that
out of
at the
interest.
last full council meeting,
That's
it was
all I wanted
agreed
to know.
not to
So
go ahead with the
yeah.
feasibility report, so that runs against.
It's not really. You've got.
No, but that's what I'm saying, that was what was raised.
Yeah, but if we look for someone to manage the pool, they would need to know what sort of financial commitment they would have. To reopen it.
Yes.
Well,
The main
They
thing
could-
was,
they
it
could
was
do
for
that
somebody
themselves.
else to decide, not this.
Not okay,
council.
someone else. I mean, they've got full access. They could get full access to it if they wanted to find out how much it was all going to cost. They'd go in, look at it, and come back and say to the organisation that wanted to take it over, that's how much it's going to cost. That's simple as that. Still, we're having I mean, we're going beyond.
Point of order, we're only agreeing the accuracy of these minutes. We're
Yes,
not
yeah.
agreeing anything else. We
Yeah,
are only agreeing whether
exactly.
the minute is accurate. If it's not accurate, we
Yeah.
say it's not accurate. If it is accurate, it's accurate. And we accept the minutes.
Yeah.
But other than that, we shouldn't be discussing the whole topic that
No.
isn't even on this agenda.
That's fine, Paul.
Sorry, that
Yeah,
it's going on a bit too much in my mind.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You're right.
I agree.
Are you in agreement that it's not accurate and that should be that somebody else should working out the cost of making it usable?
That's
Yeah,
what I.
that sounds
but,
good.
It's what else? If they agree that with it, well, I'm in the minority, I'm right.
No, exactly.
Scaffold.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I agree with what you've said, John, that it was, that my understanding was we were just going to get a report done on how viable it was to get the pool up and running and the costings on it. That was my understanding. That's what's written there. That's,
Okay.
That's where the cost will start to.
that's where the costings come to.
As I agree, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Sorry, Jill, did you?
No, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Okay.
cost of.
We're on.
Right. So that was the minute, so, point 24, so report on outstanding actions, not what we do.
Sorry, Jim.
Yes.
Go. Outstanding action,
Yeah, that's what we're doing, that's
Oh,
what she's just read, yeah,
15.
yes. No, that's the old minutes,
The old-
this is the new minutes, so we,
Oh, right.
Today.
yeah, from today. So it's point 24 to report on outstanding actions.
So before we order the planters for the 4 entrance to the town, we're just making sure that the height is going to be okay because they're going to be on the highway next week and find that out. The toilet reconfiguration building regs application is going to be made this week. So as soon as the drawings are ready, we can prepare the tender, get that out in September. Focus, we've given them a proposed date for next Wednesday or Thursday afternoon to meet regarding I suppose you're getting a data variation on the section 106 agreement.
We'll come back to us with a date.
I've proposed next Thursday afternoon, but I've not heard back from them yet.
Okay, point 25, to receive and consider any asset and open spaces related issues from non-member councillors at the chairman's discretion. Okay. Point 26, the allotments. You've got your management report.
Yeah, 22 people on the waiting list at the moment. 5 of these are wanting second plots. 5 are waiting for plots on Tumble Hill, 9 at Shoulder Lane, and 4 for either site. We had some reports of vandalism and antisocial behaviour on one specific plot. It was handed over to another tenant, and they had some issues, and they handed it back, and I've now handed it out to somebody else, and they've had they'd installed a chicken coop which has been burned down. So possibilities being empty and thrown over the site. Told them to police regarding that. August, we've got actually a lot of big pitch on the market with Alga and the master composters, and the town council will be there with a lot of information.
Thanks, Leanne. Item 26.2, to discuss and consider councillors' proposal to amend the current allotment rules.
Okay, so I've got an allotment plot, so obviously I can't make a vote again for this, but knowing and seeing what's happening on some of the allotment plot sites where new owners have taken on plots and then got a second plot and they've not cultivated the first plot, etc., etc. So I've asked for 3 rules to be added and considered by everyone around here. Okay, so one is a minimum cultivation requirement, so that we do have allotment plots where people have them and they do absolutely nothing to them. I've asked for, I think it was a 25% cultivation minimum over a 12-month period, which I don't think is not achievable on any plot that you have. Also, we've got issues where we have asbestos on the allotments currently, but most of that, looking at it, is in a good state of play. But people have been bringing asbestos stroke cement boards, and I'd like to have that stopped so that we don't have a financial implication later on. And also, if there is asbestos that is broken for any reason, that's down to the tenant to actually deal with that in the appropriate manner. Again, a financial side to the town council if that's not managed correctly. And also a limitation on the number of plots held by not certain individual tenants. So if you're a new tenant, generally, not to have another plot given to you or allocated to you for the first 12 months.
That was already in.
I couldn't see anything because that has happened on a couple of occasions, especially on Tumblr Hill. And we've got obviously the plots opposite us where we've got 2 plots that are now no longer being cultivated or managed by some, yeah, do you see what I mean? That things have slipped through the net a little bit.
Well, things happen.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So for me, they're just kind of, we've got a lot of people that wanting allotment plots. I think with times being the way they are and cost of living, people are more interested in growing their stuff, especially since COVID as well. And I think my concern is, you know, ultimately, let's get these plots actually being used and everything working how they really should be, rather than nothing happening.
Well, 2 or 3 things on that. I think you find that the cultivation bit is already in the rules. So you have to cultivate at least a certain portion. I can't remember what the percentage is, but that's already in the rules.
Okay.
My other one is like we've done with tyres and that sort of thing in the past. I think asbestos, we should put it on the no asbestos under any circumstances will be allowed on the night. If it's already there, there's nothing much we can do about it. Until that person gives that allotment up, and then we can ask them to remove it at that stage, can't we? Within the rules already there. But if we put in there that no asbestos on any circumstance will be allowed on any allotment, I think that could be.
That's got it on already, which they've inherited.
Yeah, if that's already inherited, it's not a lot they can do.
Yeah.
Do with about
And,
it.
and what I'm saying, that's great. And most of that is in a really good
Yeah.
condition, so there should be no problems. But when you've got people that are bringing here, and some people, not all people, use some of the allotment as a dumping ground,
Yeah.
an extension to
And
that,
I
we've got problems there.
I understand that.
You know, and that's where I've sort of kind of come in and these cement
But
boards.
if we put the no new
Yeah.
express asbestos is allowed on any allotment under any circumstances from the time the issue of that. The other one is that I don't think anybody should be allowed to have more than one allotment while there's other people waiting to have one allotment. I think if you've got one allotment, you've got an allotment. If it was a surplus to allotment, that would be a different matter, but there isn't, and there's a waiting list. I think you should only be allowed to have one allotment.
They are.
Yeah.
They're not issued one of
But you
these.
did allow them.
Yeah. I mean, so the when I've put this together, what I've seen, the allotment rules that have come out with and maybe this is what we need to do, is make sure there's a full comprehensive set of the allotment rules, because what I've dug out from what I get as an allotment holder doesn't contain some of this.
Okay.
So it may well be that they've just been shortened because we've already become a tenant at the beginning, and they've, you know, like an ongoing amendment rather than what it is. So maybe we just need to sort of send out the full allotment things every time we have a new year tenancy.
Do we know how many tenants are multiple allotment holders?
Not off the top of my head, but
Yeah. Could we change the rules on that? I mean, you'd be asking people to give up.
Well, I mean, I've sort of said when they become naturally available, so when they give them up,
Yeah,
then that's
yeah,
fair, you know, rather
Yeah,
than.
I don't think you can say, if people have got them and had them for a while, you can't take them away, but I think from the point of when this rule comes into force, from then on,
Yeah.
you could do it. Then obviously in due course, then they will give them allotments up and they would then be split into one single allotment again.
So any more questions for Kelly on this?
I think it's quite reasonable. Just the wording's got to be.
Yeah, I've kind of put something together, but again, that needs to go to legal or however you do it. And
find the draft of him. Put it on the next one to review.
yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so Isaac, that's free. Do we have a report from Scout?
Yeah, just a bit. And there was a request in there as well.
Yeah. So the next one.
Can I ask if Scalger are still representing people on allotments, because they don't seem to be very active at the moment, as far as I know. I don't know.
Yeah, they represent Children Lane. Tumbler Hill have now got their own.
Only
little group together.
association there.
Has everybody read? Scalger?
I know reading.
Yeah. I mean, the vandalism thing is quite shocking, you know, ultimately, and that obviously needs to go the right way via the police and stuff. But washing the car and things like that, I think.
Yeah, we need to be told these things.
Yeah.
The town council, these things are reported to us, so therefore we don't know to do anything about it.
Someone who was a tenant.
They're an ex-plot holder, so obviously they've gone to the car park and used the car park area to wash the car in the free water that's there. Which I think
But
is,
I think the overnight camping,
Yeah.
perhaps they were camping out to catch.
So, but the main point of this was Scalger would like to request permission to put a shed up for Scalgo use in the front of plot number 42. Volunteers will erect it. We do not propose to put a permanent base down, but build on pallets so that we can have get-togethers without getting wet. Is there any funding available to help us? I mean, I think this is twofold. One, do we agree to it? And two, Funding, yeah.
Can we see where plot 42 is? I'm not,
Yes.
Yeah, which, where is it? Right, lane, top. of the gates.
yeah, I'm not sure. You know, have you got a plan, allotment plan you put up and show where that site is? The other one on the, there are notices up on the allotment saying that they shouldn't be anybody up there other than tenants. It says that clear and it says that in the rules, only people allowed on the allotment sites are tenants. And you know, that you shouldn't be walking your dog or anything unless you are a tenant on there anyway.
So we've got the car park. Brand.
It's cold. Cold? More like that. Yeah. What's too hot now? Exactly what's
Sorry, did you want to say something, Bob?
Sure.
Did you want to share something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's the map of the allotments. So this is the car park, your two brown bits here. And then 42 is just.
Is it a particular plot holder's allotment?
There's Mrs. Edwards in her name.
Right, okay.
Oh,
What site?
I have no-
Sorry, go on, Graham, you go first.
I've no objection to them having that shelter, personally, it seems like a good idea, but I don't think we should be funding it, basically.
But I'm on similar lines. There is a size limit of sheds we allow, and I can't remember what it is offhand.
I'll refer back to that when I get back to.
Yeah, there is an actual size that we do limited sheds to, and if it isn't within that, outside of that size, I think we should say you can't really object to it. But if it's over that size, I think we need to know what size they're talking about. And, you know, because it's just a shed, it could be 100 foot by 100 foot. We don't know, do we?
Yeah.
You know, we need to know what
20% or more again.
yeah. I think we need to know what size they're talking about. Because if they're talking about having it like a meeting room, could be a fair size.
Can I just say, I think they should come back to us at the next meeting.
Yes, with plans.
Full
Plan.
details of what they want to do.
Yeah.
Probably
I did.
a picture of what they would share then.
yeah, do a ponytail.
Okay. Report from Tumberland Hill representative. Same thing.
Received anything?
No.
I mean, you're not.
No. Report from Escape Project representative. We haven't seen that either. Okay, point 27 on the agenda. To discuss and consider email from councillor regarding the condition of the recreation ground street venture. So this came in from Dave. He put numerous pictures and the links are all there. To the condition, the bins, some of the play equipment, but the tie's been fixed now. We have the mechanism on order for the actual equipment that he's reported there, but the tyres that are in the ground, he says they need replacing. Bins, bench work needs repainting, just a real overall tidy up. And so I'm not sure what else we can really agree on that. We know it needs doing.
Yeah, we can give it to the boys to put on their summer works list.
Yeah.
And there is another agenda item to remove
The
under
yes. Yeah.
tidy that bit up.
Okay. So should we address that part? All right. Yeah. That's it. Well, you'll put the boys down to do
Yeah.
that and then we'll discuss the rest. Okay. Point 27 to provide an up.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Sorry.
can I just say, I haven't noticed actually recently, but the fence was very overhanging, wasn't it?
The hedging, that's all been
Yeah,
cut back.
great.
That was done a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Good.
Oh, did you want to say something?
area.
Right, okay. John?
There was a discussion a while back about security of the wreck, wasn't there?
Yeah.
About the High Road
High Road hedge line, yeah.
hedge line. Is that,
There's nothing in the planning for that. The thing is, the wires are rusting on
yeah,
that edge line as well.
yeah,
So the trees that have been put in to actually grow up on that hedge line have not grown at all. They've not taken.
no,
It was suggested that we put some kind of meshing along it to
Yeah.
actually secure it. But I think that was rejected at an assets meeting last year. So I think that's up for discussion again.
yeah. Should we put it on for the next?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so, because,
And there's also other areas within the wreck that the travellers can get in
yeah,
on, and that fence line at the back, if you look at the concrete posts, they're shifting. So it wouldn't take much to actually take them down there. So, yeah. Thank you. Okay, so, moving on, 27.2, to provide an update on public application and consider adding solar panels and rainwater harvesting system to the public toilets planning application.
The building reg application will go in at the end of this week. So I don't know, Bob, do you have anything?
It's worth taking a look, see if we get some estimates to have a look. We have planned to see if we can put some panels on it. Harvesting to save, to save money on the bills in the future, because they're going to be there for a long time.
I think that also would work into our biodiversity policy as well.
It's worth taking a look at it, but
I don't know about that, but solar panels, I think you need to get the cost, what the cost is going to be and how much it's going to save in water for that building, and how long it'll take to recover it, because it's only a small building, and to put solar on there, all right. How long will it take to recover that money for the cost of the solar? I reckon if we're talking about £30,000.
No, well, my mum's got 8 panels on the side of her house and a battery, Duracell battery, which it feeds the house first, then it fills up the battery so that if anything goes down, and that costs 7,700 to put on.
Yeah.
And it was.
This is going to class as a commercial.
Yeah.
Not a domestic.
But it's still, the concept is still the same, and I don't see it.
Until I see some figures, what I'm not going to vote for it.
Oh, yeah.
I'd just like to point out the toilet is going to be there for hundreds of years, so the solar panels would get their value back.
John?
I take Paul's point about costing, but this is for changing a planning application, isn't it? Pure and simple. And we could get on with that,
Yeah.
awaiting any cost information that we need. And if we would get it, we might not go planning because it's in the conservation order area. So I think we ought to get on with the planning application for that. And then at a later date, we can think about the cost.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. You agree with that?
Yeah.
No, I don't. But even get costing.
Getting the costings.
If you get
This was getting
I think
that's what
we do.
you've got to go the right route. You're just jumping to something, and you're not going through the
Agreement is to get the costings and the planning permission, then.
Just get the planning.
costings.
Whether we do it or not after we.
Yeah, that's a secondary decision.
In the meanwhile, we could.
Well, I said right from the word go. You put it in there. You're asking for amendments to the planning application. If you'd waited and put all this in on one foul swoop, in the beginning, I said that right from the word go. It's sort of all, so up in the air with it all. Sorry, I'm disillusioned with the whole caboodle.
So, moving on, item 28.
Sorry,
Sorry.
what have we decided?
We've decided that we're going to go ahead.
Planning.
Yeah.
Planning.
Item 28, public open spaces and play areas. 28.1, to receive and consider play area safety inspection reports.
They're all on this, yeah, I don't. You access it.
No, I think the only one that has is Dave.
Don't have access to it.
I would see those. Usually we see those, don't we?
Yeah, but because they're on the Civically app now, they're all online,
Uh,
and I've not figured a way out to do the report yet.
oh,
I'll find a way,
don't mind.
okay, but they have been done.
Yeah, okay, and we'll come in separately to get the app. Item 28.2, to discuss and consider removing play equipment from recreation ground under 8s area. So the point there is that we would go in and just clear it altogether to make it safe and make it look a bit more amenable to the public space.
What's the point of doing that if you're going to do the whole thing all at once with the 106 money? What's the
Because it's
point?
derelict.
Yes, I know but it's been derelict for years now.
The thing is, it's not safe, and there are bits sticking up out the ground, metal spikes sticking up out the ground,
Yeah.
and it's quite derelict in its state, and it's
Well,
only
I
going to
know
get
it
worse.
is. I
So,
know it is.
and we could be waiting another 3 years
Yes,
for the 106 money to come through.
yes.
So you
Did
can't just
we
allow.
manage to get hold of these people?
And
And
next Wednesday or after.
so
Thursday
we've got to really wait for them, because they might come back and be sympathetic to all this. Who knows? You know, but it is a question of them being sympathetic to what we're having to put up with, isn't
I
it?
think the suggestion is to clear it so people can't take pit.
And then
bits
they'll
and
just leave it. They'll just leave it.
Right.
Yeah, I think with that one, Jill, I think the cost of clearing the old equipment will come back to us anyway.
Will it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah, so I
fine.
think
That's fine, as long as that.
whether we do it now or wait till
Yeah,
the funds
okay,
come
that's
through.
fine.
I was just going to ask you, would we could our team be able to do that clearance?
Strong voice.
You know, but obviously they'd probably have to have a skip or something like that as
Yeah.
well, but
Must be
if
scrap
it's-
metal, wouldn't it?
if it's something they could do perhaps in the winter months when they've got a little bit more time on their hands,
Yeah, they'd.
you know, I think, yes, let's get on and
Yes.
do it.
Absolutely.
John, did you want to say something?
No, I think Bob
Bob?
had his hand up.
Yeah, it's just a case of it, just the place looks untidy, isn't it? Typically tidy up. I think, as Paul said, we can get a little digger and a skip and just clear it ourselves. really.
I think ultimately right now we just need to make whatever it is safe. So if there's nothing spikes hanging out the ground, all of that, just angle grind it off to ground level, and then we can clear it as and when it's programmed in appropriately. As long as we have no comeback because a child's impaled itself onto it, God forbid.
Okay, so.
You know, I just say, this was suggested by the market inspector to me,
Or was it?
so it's down to him, put this on the agenda. Rick.
Okay, so I think we're all in agreement, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
28.3, to discuss and consider request for a memorial bench on recreation ground. So. Did you want to say this one, because I've got an interest in this?
Is this the one for the derelict children's?
No.
No.
No, it's another one, isn't it? We've got 2 or 3 of these.
Believe it's Carol, and she would like to put a memorial bench for her husband, who loves Swaffham, and would like to have something there in memory where he used to sit and used to enjoy watching what was going on there.
Yeah, there's not any benches that side.
No.
Where the proposed.
Well, there's a standard we set, isn't there? And there's a policy on this, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not.
And,
recycled.
and then there's a certain amount they have to pay for future maintenance, isn't there as well?
No, they take on the maintenance of it. We install it,
And they do their own maintenance, yeah.
but with the recycled one, there's, apart from giving it a wipe, there's not much to do.
Yeah. I'm quite happy with it. I find it's in
Yeah,
a
it's fine.
convenient place. It's not somewhere. I don't know where they're thinking of putting it, but
Southland side, there's no
Southland
benches.
side, yeah.
That way.
yeah, no, I can't see a lot of problem with it myself.
So if
Everyone
it-
happy?
Yeah, but Leanna, she's asking for costings. Does that mean that she would provide the funds
Yeah.
for the bench?
Yeah.
That's good.
Fully.
And those benches that have been put on the recreation ground are very good and they're wearing very well.
Item 28.4, to discuss and consider requests for bench maintenance donation. So this again goes back to the under-8 areas, and a lady's husband is really interested in the little bench that's in there and is willing to donate £50. Which is a bit, if we are in agreement.
All right. So what to repair it or?
Yeah, he wants to take it out and repair it and
And
he
would
buys
that
it
be
from
the,
us.
would that be the full cost of it then?
£50.
Is that the full cost or is
It
that
gets
a proportion of it?
No, the bench is actually in the under-8 park.
Yeah.
But, and it's not in very good condition.
Yeah.
And they're asking if they make a donation, they can take it off our hands. To be honest, Paul, it would just get scrapped. When
Oh,
they-
I see. They want to buy it in other words.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, that's not.
Well,
what
buy, no, they're willing to make a donation, buy it. Yeah,
Do they intend to put it somewhere else?
yeah, their garden probably.
Oh, they
Well, they
do.
want to
is
purchase it
Oh,
for
right.
private use
Well,
rather than
First private
Yeah.
use.
Well,
but
It doesn't look too bad in that photograph. Don't look too bad. Is it unusable then?
Well, I should imagine by the time we take it out. And
Yeah, but if you leave it alone, is it usable?
Probably, but they could do with a bit of straightening out and
Yeah,
painting.
You've got to take it out.
yeah, but that has store benches, doesn't it? But what I'm saying is, if you get to take out 50 quid, if somebody comes along, wants another one, we spend £200 or £300, put another bench in.
we're going to redevelop that whole area anyway, Paul.
That's the point I'm going to make. That's in that, within the underage play area, which we've just agreed to clear. So
Yeah.
I have no problems with that. If
No,
that's,
Well, it's
Let's-
not
let's-
usable at the moment. is it?
yeah,
Because
let's
it's not
bring them.
checked.
move on.
Yep.
Yeah.
All those in favour of
Yeah.
the purchase? Yep. Oh, that's all agreed. Okay, so going back to the football goals, to discuss and consider requests for football goals at Swan's Nest.
But did everybody see the 4 emails
Yeah.
Yes.
came in today?
Yeah.
Personally, I think we should go to a bit of a consultation with the neighbours and the public in that area before we make a full decision. There's a lot of positives for, and there's a lot of positives for against, and I think this is going to be a really difficult one. But we have to also think about what are the government policies with regards to getting the kids out and actually exercising and stuff like that as well. People have bought houses there knowing there is a green space, so I agree with that.
The space is quite big, so I would have thought it could accommodate both the dog walkers and the football people. Personally, I think we should get on and do it. Summer's nice and we should appreciate what these people have said and get on and do it. It is for the children. There's not a lot in Swaffham for children. So that is my opinion. I think we could,
I'm with you in a way on this, but are these going to be full size bucket or mini goal posts? Yeah.
Small
Yeah.
ones, but with the slats in them, they're £2,945
What, for two
a goal.
per goal?
They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll have to do a big fundraising then, won't they?
So you can have them for 1,000, but they're without the slats, so the ball's just going to go straight through.
Which
Well,
is
I
in some
think
way
just put a couple of posts up.
So I'm saying they're probably, if it's right, the children are playing football on there anyway. They're playing football on there now.
Yes, so they're playing football already, so it's,
Yeah, so
you
it's
want
on-
it
I
to
don't
be
know whether it's a
free,
goal or not.
you want to control it in some way.
Yeah.
They shouldn't really be playing within the play area, should they, where the
No.
equipment is?
Can I ask you, did they envisage just simple goal posts without all the backing?
Yeah.
I think they want goals in general, but I suppose having the slats is more a consideration for you because it's probably safer to have the slats. It doesn't go through.
Yes, if somebody's walking their dog and then they get hit with a.
Yeah. But I think, as you say, ball games are allowed, so they're going to play football either
Yeah.
way. So it's not going to change that. If anything, it's going to make it safer.
Well, these are anti-vandal ones, which is probably why they're more expensive.
Have we gone out to for quotes? Is that,
No, because they've just put the request in, Paul.
yeah.
We just got those as an example.
I would like to propose that we do accept it, but we'd go out and try and get some cheaper quotes, because there must be cheaper
Funding or something.
quotes out there for them.
Are we funding this?
And they say,
That's the
Yeah,
question.
sort of.
This is twofold. It's one, whether we like to go ahead with it, and two, whether,
Perhaps ask them for a
how we-
donation towards it.
yeah, about funding it.
They want a grant.
Yeah,
Well,
this is one of those cases where we could use match funding for every pound they raise. We raise a pound.
Would there be an opportunity for Nicola to look at anything in the fundraising areas, you know, like sort of all of her,
Grant.
to see if there's any grants or anything like that that we could? Because I think with
Yeah.
government policy and stuff, they are sort of like trying to promote people to go out and exercise and stuff. And I would imagine there's mental health, that kind of stuff would work with this.
I think to ask them to raise 50% is a bit much, personally. I would say yes, then they give us a donation. If they get perhaps £1,000, that's going to cost £5 roughly, isn't it? On loan prices. So if we get the price down a bit and they just give it £1,000 towards it, it costs us say 3 or 4. I think that's money well spent.
Can I just say that Orford Road just has a simple
Yeah.
goalpost, don't
Yeah.
they? Why can't we just
Yeah,
do
why
that?
do they?
But
This is,
but this is
isn't it? This has got roads.
roads all the way round it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it depends on which way around you put the goal.
Yeah,
But the road goes 3 ways.
Because the houses are east and west of the field, aren't they? So if you put the goalpost north and south, they're not going to kick it.
Right.
Can we ask through you, Leanne, is there any more 106 money doing on Swan's Nest, or have we had it all now?
we've got it all.
We've got it all, and it's all been allocated.
Well, we've got that funds the contractor to do the open spaces.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a difficult one, though.
That's for maintenance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for the.
I think the only thing I would say that Kelly brought up first about a consultation, it can be just low scale, informal consultation. Make sure the majority of people around there are on board with that.
Waste of time.
I mean, well, Paul, you say that, but just put it in the public domain that we're considering it,
Yeah.
so that people can come back. If they feel strongly against it, they can tell the council. But if they suddenly find it's there and then come to the council, that's a bit too late.
Yeah.
Right. So just give them the opportunity to say they don't like it.
Just a minute. Oh. Sorry, carry on. John.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, Jacob.
Just obviously, Kelly suggested that Nicola perhaps looks for some grants. Obviously, because these are individuals, they're not in a position themselves to apply for most grants because you have to be a charity or a town council. But perhaps if the town council can sort of play the
Yeah, that's
facilitator.
what I'm thinking.
That's what I was sort of
Yeah.
thinking.
And I think because we've had so many emails in regarding concerns over this, literally overnight, pretty
Yeah.
much, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I thought, well, maybe we do need to just have a considered approach rather than something that is just, let's just do it because someone's put something in and it's gone on the agenda. That's all, rather than just an immediate, well,
The trouble is, you could get bogged down in that, couldn't you? That could last forever. You're never going to get 100%
No,
agreement.
no.
That's,
This is the
that's not
problem.
really what I'm saying. All I'm saying is give them the opportunity to express their view.
No, they
Just
have
don't plonk it there,
They have
and
done.
then they come to us and
They have
say,
done.
we don't like it.
If you put that out as a survey for people that want it, you're going to get
Yeah.
the people that got kids are going to say yes. And the people that haven't are going to turn around and say no. And you'll probably end up with about a 50-50 thing anyway.
but we've been transparent. And I think
Well-
that's, at the moment, I personally, I don't think we've been transparent
no.
in how this has just come about.
You'll get mine, not in my backyard, so attitude come up, and
Yeah,
that's,
and I-
you know,
and I get
I
that.
think
Yeah.
if you wait for that, you're never going to do anything.
Well, I think it would.
Bob?
Jacob, what's the mixture of people who live around that green?
Oh.
You know, for the, you know, for their children and the retirees and people without children, what sort?
I think there's quite a lot of young families on Swan's Nest, a lot of doctors. I
Around
think
that
as you say, I think people will have an opinion based on whether they're people who are going to use it or whether they're not. I mean, I think it's great that we've had young families come along and speak.
Yeah.
You've had emails against. I appreciate what Kelly's saying. I think perhaps a consultation is only going to get the same feedback that you've already had, really. And I think, yeah.
Can I just ask, there are two ladies in the audience, and are you here to representing Swan's Nest?
Yeah.
That's all we need to know.
No. Would you use the football goals? Yeah.
Draw this some sort of conclusion. I'd like to propose that we do accept it, but we ask the clerk to try and get a little bit of cheaper, and we ask the group that if they can raise a little bit of money towards it, it would be appreciated.
We also need,
But then it comes out of capital.
yeah, we also need to determine where it will go.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
needs to be
yes,
planned,
yes,
yeah.
That's not a major
Yeah.
thing, is it?
Well, I think it would be considering the roads and the housing and everything. I
Yes,
think we need to
Well,
be
yeah.
very mindful. of-
Yeah.
Exactly where to plant, but I don't think you'd have to get planning permission or anything because it's on our ground, so you haven't got to worry about anything like that. That's my proposal.
Is this fair on all the other residents in Swaffham? Well, you've got to consider that. You're asking all the other residents in Swaffham who might not have the same access to a lovely play area. I mean, to fund something for a few people. I mean, it's a consideration.
I think our main concern will be the under eights and the backlash we'll get for
Yeah.
doing this. But the fact that the under eights is that they're derelict for 4
Yeah.
years, and that's again, a
That-
group,
Very much.
a group of, people that are,
Why can you do this for them?
but I think that goes with the territory, John, to be honest. I think that's something
We've got the answer to that question anyway, haven't we? So out of control.
so.
I've made a proposal. Is anybody going to second
Yeah,
that?
I'll second it.
What did you propose?
That we go ahead with it, but we ask the clerk to look to see if she can get some cheaper quotes, and we do ask the group if they would be willing to sort of make some effort to the first, but not a full donation, but some sort of donation or do a bit of fundraising to show willing.
Yeah.
And I think that would be reasonable.
Yeah, we can go to those lengths, but again, we're in a non-committal state at the moment until we know what the actual
Of course we are.
final figure would be.
Yeah. Well, I would hope they'd come up with something a little bit cheaper than that.
Yeah, me too.
A lot cheaper.
Okay, so all in favour of Paul's proposal?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. Those against? The next point is to discuss and consider request from Iceni to install 2 benches outside the community centre. Jacob?
So just to be clear, we're not asking for benches to be provided or any funding or any maintenance whatsoever, just asking permission to site them as it's your land. So as you know, we're going to be relocating the community fridge near to that area, and the benches will just be so that people can take a seat. So at the moment, where it is at the entrance to the community centre, people end up taking chairs out there and putting them there, and then don't put them back in the entrance corridor. So it'd be nice to have a couple of benches. We've had an offer of a discount from a local business So we'd like to move forward with that with your permission.
I'll just ask John, Jacob, how far you got on with the cabin or whatever it is you're going to purchase for the new movie fridge?
Yeah, so the planning permission was granted quite a few weeks ago, so was pleased with that. We've made significant progress with fundraising. At the moment, we're just waiting for a few. We've just got to arrange a few sort of contractors, but our hope would be that it's not going to be too long before we can have it
Good.
installed.
Can I just ask one question? Where these benches are, will it be covered by CCTV or?
So when we have the new cabin,
Yeah.
that will have outside CCTV.
Right, okay.
as well.
Cool, thank you.
Just one quick question. Obviously, I don't think you would, but you're not going to be blocking any parking. I didn't think you would, but
Struggle with parking as it is. We will not be reducing.
just wanted to make that clear that it wasn't going to.
Yeah, this is on a bit of grassed area.
I move that we accept it.
I'm going to propose it.
Well, whatever.
I second that.
I'll second it.
Yes.
All in favour?
Thank you. I'm going to head off now, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, item 28.7 to discuss and consider the request for dog waste bin at Highfield Avenue. Now, we've had these kind of things before and the council said no. Personally, in favour of dog poo bins. I think that, you know, responsible owners use them, but again, it's so.
Did we not?
The question that was raised was who's going to be responsible for emptying that? Is that going on to
We
the
would
contract?
have to pay Serco.
Yeah, that's what I
others that
thought.
we've been, I think the bacteria.
That goes on our cost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Is that per bin or?
They've been
How much?
£250.
50.
250.
I suppose it's
Well,
bio
that's-
waste, isn't it, as well?
it's £5 a week. But in the scheme of things, that's, you know,
Is there a normal bin
75
there?
quid a day. No, there isn't.
Right, okay.
Considering how many there's on
Yeah.
Swaffham, there's millions of them. Take one from there.
Well, I'm just wondering if it's worth putting a just general bin, because dog waste can go in the general bin, and that would be more beneficial for the area as a whole rather than just a dog waste bin.
Do we have those?
We would have to buy one.
No, but combined waste.
The,
Did Serco collect?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's-
combined.
yeah,
Yeah, but it'll still be, you still have the
Still got
contract
that
emptying.
contract.
but at least it's multi-use
Yeah.
rather than just
Yeah.
for dog
Yeah.
waste.
Yeah.
No, it's
an
and to help that end, Highfield Road, you've got the bus stop opposite now and Fred Nicholson School, haven't you?
Yeah.
So there's nothing up that end.
I'd be up for a general use bin.
Nice play area.
Yeah. Yeah, look at stunning clear.
Have we got a cost and all that? What the cost of the general bin is?
What's the actual bin? No.
You talk £400 under the minimum, then you've got to get it put in place and posts and everything else installed, haven't you?
Yeah.
I think you'd be talking about 500 quid at the minimum.
That's one off, but it's not yearly. Is it?
Yeah, it's some one-off payment for the bin and get it installed.
Pay.
We've got added collections, haven't we?
Yeah.
Then the collection would be yearly.
Well, I think sort of around that area, you've got the people coming out for Fred Nicholson School now, haven't you? Sitting on the side because they won't put a smoking area or vaping area within the compound. So, you know, they're really mindful and lovely people to talk to, but they're obviously that, you know, they don't litter or anything, but they want somewhere to put their rubbish as well. And this is what I'm thinking, that if we have a multi-use bin, it covers everything. And if for any reason there's a seat that goes in up there or something like that, then it would cover that as a potential long-term development of maybe what we would put there.
Different sides of the road. I mean,
Yeah, but they sit now because of the sun, they sit on the other side of the road, you know, so
Do they?
yeah, they're hidden or they're not hidden. It depends, I think, on,
Oh, no,
and
by the garage.
sort of a bit further down, sort of actually outside the school by the turning, you know, where that god awful zebra crossing's been put. So
So
it's really dangerous.
That could be a capital project, couldn't it?
Purchase of the bin,
Purchasing the bin and then installing it could be capital.
purchase of the bin could be,
And the installing. No, that'd have to be done.
thought the installing would.
And the emptying contract would not be covered.
No,
I think, can we get some costings?
Yeah, I think we should
Yeah.
defer this to the next meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm also wondering if we've got plenty of developers in the local area and they do have community days. And I'm wondering if we actually had an area where we want to put that bin, we could ask them to create the base for it as part of their community day. So they normally supply the goods. I mean, it's a couple of bags of cement and a bit of wood, you know, and that would actually be a less cost for us as a thing and a thing that they would do for the community and the community would benefit from.
Yeah.
Okay. Worth looking into. I'm happy to help you with that if you want.
Do they advertise these days?
Generally, so if you were say to go on to, as an example, Crocus Homes, they would have something about it probably there if that was their policy. But I'm happy to go and visit one of the sites and ask the site manager and see if we could come to any arrangements. So yeah, I'm happy to work with you on that one. No problem.
Cool. Okay. So moving on to item 29, cemetery and churchyard. 29.1 to receive update on the chapel and town hall building asset inspection visit and related works.
Case of the town hall painting has been finished, so all the windows and doors have been repaired and painted. The scaffolding will go up on the chapel on Thursday, ready for the repairs to commence on Monday. The chapel.
Thank you, Francie. Thank you. 29.2 to discuss and consider cemetery road upgrade and possible provision of cemetery car parking.
Right, so we had a site visit.
Yeah.
Cemetery.
Cool.
Bob, did you want to?
Yeah, we all had a site visit.
We did, didn't we?
I think we come to the conclusion, well, most of us, that we need some sort of action done to the road. We knocked down the sheds. We probably got about 10 to 12 cars there maybe, that pull in the reverse out. Especially if you're looking to rent the chapel out as a wake, you have to have somewhere to put the vehicles. You're going to have 15 to 20 cars coming. Need somewhere to put the vehicles. So if you're going to do the road, you might as well do the car park at the same time.
I'm in agreement that the roads do need looking at, and I agree that, but I don't see the necessity for a car park because there's plenty of parking out on the roads, which every funeral I've ever been to, people park around the roads and there's plenty of parking for God knows how many cars around there. You don't, in my mind, you don't, and people using the chapel are not going to walk right away from the front of the site where that car park's going to be to where the chapel's going. They're going to park out on the road. So I can't see the sense in it myself. The car park, I agree, the roads do want some proper maintenance done to them and repairs, that sort of thing. Yes, I agree, that's the car park, no. Sorry, but that's my opinion.
Well, we had, I looked at it a while back, the roads there. The one leading in, I went in the winter, so it was a bit cut up where cars are trying to pass park cars and going up on the grass and get very, I mean, the plots are very close to the road. I mean, it's old fashioned, isn't it? Because they weren't expecting people with cars to be attending these funerals. So that main road is in a bit of a state. It needs some sorting out, and the turnaround in front of the chapel. And then the other bit that needs some sorting is down by the shed, that on the southern road, right round that bend in the middle of the winter. That is all a quagmire. But how many people go there? I don't know. If Bob's idea for a car park was there, you'd have to sort that bit out. but I'd rather see the money spent on the main road in and the turnaround. If I think it'll all be quite expensive actually, because
If you're spending on the road, you know, when you go down towards the chapel and turn left and come back
yeah,
up by the shed, that's in poor condition as well. So you'll need to do that as well. You see,
Yeah, but
people will do one, they won't turn around and come to the chapel,
No.
they'll come round.
the one-way system.
Yeah, the one-way system. So you can't have people turning round and just pause.
What they do.
If you have, yeah, but if you have cars parked there, there's not a lot of room to get by, is there?
There's enough room to get two cars past there on that main street.
If you're talking
Provided
about
it
doing a wake,
parks properly.
if you're talking about doing a wake, renting that out to do a wake,
Yeah.
you're talking probably you're going to have 10 to 15 cars there.
But
So-
how many times there been a wake, Bob?
Yeah, but what I'm telling you, you're renting it out to be a wake. You're
Yeah,
renting
but
it-
that's been available for a wake for God knows how many
That's
years.
pushed-
And I reckon a number of times you can count on one hand that that's actually been used. Sorry.
Jill's point.
Yeah, I can remember years ago getting very excited about the chapel and what it was going to be used for and et cetera, et cetera. I do feel that we should kind of see if this is a real viable proposition rather than just go make a super cemetery and it all kind of falls flat again, because that's what it did. And it was just used as a storage place in the end. I mean, I do think if there's somebody who could look into it and find out whether it's at all viable, that would be great.
Last meeting to internally decorate it and it's ready to go.
I know it is,
So we can then
but I
market it.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
But surely before we start doing anything else, we should be looking at it side by side, not just getting it all ready with nothing going on.
I would speak to
You know,
the directors.
Yes, but we need to get this advertised.
It's all been done before.
We need to get it advertised, not necessarily the funeral directors, but you know, people out there who might like to use the chapel as a space.
Yeah, the funeral directors are good ones to,
Well, obviously
Appreciate it.
them, but other people as well.
yeah.
Okay, let me move on, Kelly.
I think there's part of me that agrees with Paul, and there's part of me that agrees that we need to provide a cemetery with some parking, wherever that may be. I think we might be able to do like a phased plan of this rather than just everything all at once. And I think we can pretty much all agree by the way we're talking that the main road with the one-way area is in dire need of dealing with sooner rather than later. So I would like to see quotes received and obtained just for the road at the moment. A possible quote to have car parking, so we've got something to base something on maybe in the future. And I think we need to kind of maybe have an open day there, or it sounds awful, but something where we can turn around and
Yeah.
go, look, this is what we have now, which then also satisfies some of the concerns that you're bringing up, Jill, regarding something like that, because it's an absolute amazing space.
Yes, it is.
But I think people are very now guided by funeral directors and how they want to go and where they can make their money. And that may be not necessarily in a chapel that's there because it's not really known, or it's not something that we've promoted very well before. I don't know, because I've not been part of that in those
It's been well
decisions.
proposed before, I can
Yeah.
guarantee you that.
So
If we're even considering making, which is now the shed area into car park, it doesn't have to be an elaborate affair. That could be a gravel area for the amount it's going to be used. You don't need to envisage tarmac.
No, I'm not talking about football.
No, but what I was going to say, I've been involved in these projects before, and any form of tarmacking and renovation is very expensive, and you will be very surprised with the sort of numbers that will come back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm all for getting some prices for doing it.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to see it done.
Mm.
I think you need to be looking at what it's going to cost.
yes,
So we're talking tarmac quotes we want.
Yeah.
I think maybe sort of get something that would just, what we've got, like for like a small gravel type thing that's contained. maybe a tarmac. I mean, my worry with tarmac is as we're getting in the hot things, this will melt, and that gets very, very hot over there. You know, when we can walk the dog or something like that, we tend to maybe just pop down there and stuff. But my worry with tarmac as such is it will melt, whereas at the moment the gravel type that we've got there, not a resin type thing, but something that we've got that's very similar, would be a cheaper way of going forward with it.
You could go with the mesh type thing with the gravel in between. I don't know what they call it. You lay the mesh and then they put
Like
roll the gravel into that, which on that school side of that other bit, well, isn't, it's just like, I don't know what's cast stone or something there at the moment.
yeah, it's like a type 1 that's just been
You could easily do that on there, and that would be a far less cost than what I would agree, the main straight road in does want to be done properly with a good quality tarmac and something that's going to last for a few years. Yes, but that area I don't think needs as elaborate treatment as that main stretch, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Perhaps we'll, well, Kelly's obviously got some good ideas, so perhaps you could.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to, you know, meet with help, you know, to help you and to do that and just sort of help see if we can drive, even if we're just getting a bundle of quotes that have different suggestions. That's, I mean, this is what we do with our house. We kind of go, this is what we would like. This is the 100%. And then we kind of go, right, okay, gosh, let's go down and see where we can go. And then, but I think maybe a phased implementation of something going forward. So then that we've got like a 5-year cyclical type of maintenance, repair, whatever is important rather than let's just do it all in one go. Okay.
I think if you go out to tender, you'll get a lot of different suggestions. I'm quite happy to help here because that was my forte previously, but you know, there's a lot of, you've got to spend a lot of money really on that.
I like Paul's idea, you know, even if that was used eventually for car park spacing as well, because it's a cheap way of you know, containing the gravel as well.
They've done spill out.
So
you can three of us get together then.
yeah.
The final part on this agenda, 29.3, to discuss and consider amendments to the cemetery rules and regulations. Has everybody read them?
Yeah.
No. Could you bung the aircon on again, please? Sorry.
Warm again, isn't it?
Your hot stuff, Graham. Yeah.
My radiator.
He's not expired.
That was good.
Yeah.
It's coming in.
Yeah. You're kicking in the side, I think.
I can't hear it.
Sorry, thank you.
Right, yes, discuss and consider amendments to cemetery rules and regulations.
Added in the automatic barrier. And just made a small change. That we send out the exclusive rights certificates, not the funeral director. To add that the council officer will attend the funerals, check names. You.
Fine.
And then the exclusive rights of burial when the person's deceased and they need to change the next of kin. We've now got different paperwork. So the magistrate or commissioner of oaths need to sign that. Changes in the dimensions.
Yeah, I have no issues with any of that. I mean, that's, I would imagine, gone through legal as well, isn't it? To just rubber stamp everything that you're making. Yeah.
And we just remove that we don't topper test anymore.
Can I ask, we had the problem, I think, I can't remember whether it's on there or not, is about people, you know, when you want to open a grave to put somebody else in. We had the problem with them where they put the soil and all this sort of thing. We did sort of make some rules on that. Are they within the rules now?
Yeah.
They are.
Mm.
Okay.
So everybody, are you happy to accept the changes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
just point order. Julie's been got here for a long time.
Right.
Should we take
Yeah.
34?
426.
Yeah, okay. We'll skip then to consider a proposal from councillor Anscombe, Breckland ward member, to make improvements to the footpath on Camden, utilising in part the 106 money from the specialist support housing development. So.
I looked at that this morning and
Yeah.
it was over then, it is looking a bit rough and the sides are growing, weeds that have started growing into it, and it, you know, before long, if it doesn't have something done to it, it will disappear, I think.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Well, I remember when this development behind the Camden Land Surgery was first started, I did propose that all the money we get from 106 should be spent on the Camden Land, because
Yeah.
that's the most likely place that the residents will use.
Yeah,
Certainly, yeah. It's in line with what we
okay.
done.
Yeah, there was a set amount, wasn't there, that they.
12,000.
12,000, yeah.
Judy? Yeah, Judy?
Sorry, I didn't say anything in the public forum because you were getting near your 15 minutes and on football posts and what have you.
Yeah.
And just to add that I did get a letter of support from the owner of the nursery, because obviously the sandy feet walk into her nursery in the morning when it's wet. Just to say that originally, 2016, this was done, and it was actually funded by Senior Partnership at a cost of £2,600. So that was 10 years ago. I did ask the contractor that I know very well to come back with an estimate, and you appreciate in this sort of weather, every contractor that's doing groundworks is just not worried about estimates. But AI informs me that I think that the challenge with this is as to whether it can be refurbished or whether the core has gone and you have to start again. And it came up as an estimate of between 4,000 and 7,500. That will depend on, you know, what needs doing. And I think the main thing on this is that is the only safe path.
Yeah.
When you get to Goodrick Place through to the start of the Beach Close path, there isn't anywhere else to walk unless you take your life in your hands, with people with buggies and elderly walking through in front of all the cars that do the churn in front of Camden Land Surgery. So it is a very important path, and it is absolutely well used. And when I met Leanne last week, we saw the different people that we had to get out of the way for people that are using it. So it's a suggestion from me. It's been invoiced. The S106 money has been invoiced last week. So as part of that money is to make improvements to that path. And as Graham said, it has to be something that is near to the development that is now finishing.
Okay.
Well, can I propose that we go ahead with it?
Yeah.
This
That's the second thing. Yeah, I agree.
106 money.
Yeah.
106, yeah. That still leaves quite a hefty balance on there, which we can now talk about other ideas for
Yeah.
funds
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
in due course.
Okay, so to the top. Thank you, Judy. Item 30, to discuss and consider quotes for the removal of the cypress tree and hedging at Jimmy's Yard prior to fence installation.
We've got a choice in it.
Yes. Had some more quotes come in. It's probably the same work. 1,800, 2,800, 2,720.
Oh. The difference between top one and the other three then is only one cent.
What people quote.
Oh, well,
Same as that.
okay.
Are we just talking about the tree or the hedge as well?
The hedge and the tree.
It's necessary that the tree is removed. has the tree definitely got to be removed?
Believe so, to put the fencing up.
Right, okay, no, that's fair enough. I just
Right,
asked
with
the
the new fence.
Faces going, yeah.
Yes.
Very large.
well, the go with the cheaper one if that's adequate.
It's the first one.
Are you all right?
It
Check,
was,
check out who it is and
Yeah.
they've done
Yeah, we've used,
them before.
yeah,
yeah, he quoted 820 to remove the cypress tree and 980 to remove the hedge. That's his quote.
It's not an ancient hedge, right?
No,
Gonna have to go through that.
so quote one. Everyone happy with that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Bob?
So item 31, to discuss and consider quotes for removal of dead tree on the embankment at Northwell Hall. There's only one quote for that, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, you got more?
It's actually on the embankment.
Few years back, we had a problem with the wall and that was, we told that was in a very bad state. And if you remove the tree from there, you've got to be very careful with the wall. Same time, because that wall is in a very poor state and it was, well, we was told at the time it could collapse at any time, couldn't bring the whole of that bank down. And that was about 5 or 6 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Whose is that? Embankment.
Railway.
It was a railway.
Railway,
But it's not anymore, obviously.
No. We got the poor side of it, and Dave Cannon, who lived in the big house next to it, on the other side, he had the other half. So it was half. It was divided into two halves. We got one half, and he got the other half. You know where he lives, don't you?
Yeah. Laser quest.
No, that was several years ago. I can't remember how many years.
I mean, if we've got something, an initiative going, haven't we, for the orchard there as well, haven't we? It's sort of like a improvement of it and that kind of thing. So I think it's something that we're going to have to start looking at and, you know, looking at the wall, looking at how you get up to it and that kind of
Not
thing.
orchard there, is it?
No,
But,
no,
yeah,
it's all
Bit
about
further- Am I-
it's-
Yeah,
the
other
bit
side
you're
of
talking
the
about is near where the pond is.
It's where the
Oh,
wall
right,
is.
okay.
yeah. And then big embankment.
That's the old railway line that used to go in two directions.
Where you've got the
What-
picture
what-
of the train coming down the lane.
Is there, right, okay, is the tree in danger of falling down?
Not immediately, but there's.
I'm just thinking about Paul's point about the wall.
Yeah. If you look up the records, it would tell you all the reports we had on that wall and how bad it was, and they was talking about tens of thousands of pounds to have it redone again at the time.
Yeah, this is why our works team can't do it.
Yeah.
There's a-
So, you know, whoever does it, it's got to be very careful that when they do remove it, that they don't, you know, come something or make it any worse.
And I know birds live in there, don't they, as well? Yeah, I've seen birds go in and out over the wall.
But presumably they wouldn't remove the root, that would only be cut off at ground level. wouldn't it?
I would
But it was the roots of the trees that were causing the problem with the
Well,
water.
if it's dead,
Yeah, if you're not going to
If you-
disturb the
you
roots,
just
so
cut
you
it
have
off
to
at
disturb the wall, basically.
It said fell and
if it's dead, you just cut it off.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Great.
I would
You
sort of-
cut it off and don't
Don't-
careful, you should be all right. You know,
If it's going to be careful and acknowledge there is a danger there, yeah.
I could see that wall falling down. It cost you, well, you know how much the church wall costs to do. That's a similar sort of style.
Sure, which, I mean, I thought Brookland took over all the land.
No,
It's railway land.
Transferred to the town council. It'd be in the record somewhere. I can't remember the exact dates of it. Because at the time they was going to, because that road, there was a thing about cutting that road off, which it is, the traffic doesn't go down there very often, but officially it's still a road. It's never ever been officially closed off as a road.
Okay,
So
sorry, Paul, we're in the
I
interest of time.
think, could we defer this for a month so that we can have a look at the dangers of this wall and then make a decision?
should I arrange a date for a site visit?
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Item 32, to discuss and consider fencing replacement requirement following result of site visit to Swan's Nest.
Was that the piece of fence that came out onto the main road that we discussed?
I think this is more to replace all the knee rail fences.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Swan's Nest estate.
Like on the camping lands.
Yeah.
Wasn't the plan to do it in sections? They were gonna take one bit out. But leave it in,
Replacing it with wood,
right,
whether to
but
go
looking-
for a bit of alternative.
Okay.
Be,
Like, got camping land.
yeah, or can cost a lot of money because there's not a lot of area to cover. But whether to have like little loops or just metal posts.
Size. Have we had any quotes at all?
No, I think I was on holiday when the site meeting took place, so I weren't sure who attended.
I did.
And that was me and that was me and Charlie.
Right,
We had a ride around in. You know, you can get rid of it completely. In large areas, you get rid of the fencing completely. Just
Yeah.
have it in the small areas where people can park cars. So, because you're talking a lot of
Fencing
money.
went up originally because people trying to park on there.
Yeah, but you just do it in the small areas. But to change all that, you're looking at a lot of money.
Is it
lot.
required now?
But that's sort of it's stages. By the time, but that's one of them. Like by the time you've done one bit, you've got to start again and do the other bits.
Like Fourth Bridge?
Hasn't lasted long, is it?
Just a matter of interest, so sorry. How much does it cost to put the metal railings up at the camping? You remember?
well, we got it with parish partnership, didn't we?
Right, yeah.
Could we defer it and see if we can get money through there?
Yeah, I think there's the uncertainty whether we were going to have a partnership next year, but I think they have.
So from the wood, didn't
Yeah.
they? To letter from the.
Because it's on a,
Yes, that's right, yeah.
because that's on a development, would that be outside the scope of the parish county partnership?
They're talking about doing away with the parish partnership anyway, county council.
Yeah,
We heard yesterday that that should go ahead next year.
They could change them. Yeah,
It's anything to do with highway, so
that's what I was thinking.
oh, we got it for camping lands, so.
We're looking to that.
it's not desperate, is it?
Yeah.
Not desperate.
No, we have got about 20 lengths of the wood. So for any emergencies, we can replace those.
Should we, it's something in planning, isn't it, that we need to say,
Yeah.
we don't want that sort of stuff in future, it's got to be metal.
Yeah.
Make sure they. do
Really a
it.
matter of whether we want to have a repair and repair and replacement as necessary, or whether we want to go for the full works and break the whole
Program it
thing.
in over.
Yeah,
some
yeah,
years.
exactly.
As I'm saying, for the large areas, you don't really need it. It's just for the small areas to stop them parking. But you know, they've all got drives. They don't park on the road anyway. It's just a cosmetic thing, really.
Okay.
Just the travelling community get.
Well, if they're going to go on there, they'll rip it down anyway. Don't
Well,
make no
it
difference.
would,
They'll just they'll get a saw and cut it off and go on there anyway. Don't make no difference. That's only there for cosmetic.
I think for me right now is just repair and place, you know, and then look at maybe after the next election, how we can get that funded, maybe. And then we'll have probably know more about partnership monies and things like that, you know,
Get your bids in by December.
or maybe maybe we could do that then, you know, just to defer it to a bit later on in the year. I mean, if there's nothing majorly wrong, then don't touch what's not broken.
No, but we're just thinking of planning in
Yeah.
the future. 'Cause
But if we can apply for something, then let's do that. Sorry, that's if everyone agrees. Apologies.
We did talk at one time about trying to get a 5-year plan of all these things together, but it's never, we never ever got sat down and really done it. But really, that's what this council needs, is a 5-year plan of action, really, on a lot of these things, because we just jump from one to the next and.
Yeah, you're quite right. So many things come out of the woodwork that we haven't budgeted for, or even envisaged having to spend money on.
Yeah.
We used to have a wish list, didn't we?
Yeah.
But that should have been reinterpreted, like you say, into a strategy for 5
We've
years.
talked about it several times in the past. It's never.
Okay then, in the interest of time, we'll move on to
Boundary gates for
boundary
maximum.
gates, yeah, 33.23 to discuss and consider purchasing boundary gates for the 4 main roads into Swaffham. Leanne sent out a lot of information on that.
Which are you calling the 4 main roads?
1069.
1065.
1065, yeah.
Brandon Road,
Which way?
Brandon Road
Yeah.
and Norwich Road.
And Norwich Road. What about the Lynn Road and all that?
Yeah, Lynn
So-
Road.
Lynn Road.
Fakenham Road, Norwich Road, Brandon Road.
Do
They're
these,
the 4 main points into town, main roads there.
And the Norwich Road will be overtaken by that Ritchie development then. Threatening what a false us.
these gates are normally installed just as you come into the
Boundary.
boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Charlie was talking about moving the boundaries a bit further out, wasn't he, originally?
And the signage,
Yeah.
I think there's a
Just
lot of
to slow
signs
people
down the
down.
road.
Yeah. Got a load of signage already. You've got the historic market tax.
No, I think he's saying move it out to slow people down sooner rather than right into the, which I think is actually quite a good
Well,
idea.
We got the roundabout.
It was moved out, wasn't it?
People could slow.
When,
down.
when, the Redland site was built, that all got moved out then.
And then just the
I think Norwich Road was a more.
maintenance.
What's the money involved in this thing?
Yeah, some of that. They're more for villages, aren't they? Like, that's when you see them.
I can't see what, you know, that, in my mind, they're an attraction.
I think the idea is road safety, isn't it? They slow people down and it highlights the fact that you're coming into a town,
You've
village,
got the
whatever.
signs on the Fakenham Road near saying slow down 40 mile an hour.
We, you know, say where I live on 1065, people don't do the 20 mile an hour,
No,
you know.
already,
and-
so,
and
well, I mean, we're gonna.
We've got lorries that still trundle through at probably 40, 50 miles an hour some evenings, you know, it's actually quite.
But that wouldn't help.
Well, I've seen a figure of just picking one out of the sky, basically, about 6,500 for 4 signs.
Yeah, I don't think it would necessarily.
I think there was discussion very briefly that we may apply to the partnership thing again for this.
Parish partnership.
So I don't, if we could get funding for it, then I don't
Well,
see.
yeah, but we've got to pay half of it. I'd rather put it into something more.
You're talking about what 4 sites, so you'd be talking about eight picket fences. You've got both sides of the road.
Ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, you can double that, there'd be 12.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, 12. Don't do that.
I mean, my thought was for Station Street, we've got 20 mile an hour, which people ignore, but Station Street should have been done 20 mile an hour, shouldn't it? Because that is quite a dangerous bit of
It's
road.
supposed to
It's
be
narrow and horrible.
From where my road is, it's supposed to be 30 mile an hour into the town there, but nobody ever does 30 mile an hour.
I do.
I mean,
People behind me do.
We have a sort of a bigger issue where the vibration is actually affecting the structure of the house.
Yeah.
You,
That's a very worrying situation.
Yeah,
you've got your windows open.
and
I can't see that's going to help that.
No.
Well, this would help that.
I think a lot of this originally is designed to try and slow people down, to demarcate, you know, in other ways, we could actually turn around and ask Norfolk County Council to actually put slow and the speeds down and things like that, which is what would be probably more beneficial. But
I think it would.
again, you know, ultimately,
But again, we haven't budgeted for this in this current financial year.
yeah.
And we pick these big numbers out of the sky sometimes. You know, think, oh, yeah, wonder.
Where did this actually come from? Whose suggestion was this?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know where this actually came from.
Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry, Joe.
I think it's very difficult for the ordinary man in the street to think, what is the money? You know,
Yeah.
what is the council spending the money on?
It
And,
would.
and, you know, is this totally necessary for Swaffham when there's so many other things that we could probably give the people?
I agree.
So I personally, no for me, but
No, for me.
I thought, personally, I think we've got enough capital programme in this current year.
yes.
We've spent money that we've never spent before. But it's all necessary things that we need to do as the town grows, but it can run out of control at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
I mean,
Does
yeah,
anyone
maybe,
want to propose a no then?
yes, I'd like to propose a no.
Does everybody agree with that?
Can I just say, can I just we have the smiley face Sam's signs coming, don't they?
I'd rather get two, I'd rather buy 2 or 3 of them than do all this.
They are on the list, they're coming.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have them than.
That's all use.
That's personal. So we've done Judy. So item 35, to discuss and consider a quote for repairs and restorations of the town hall sash windows and columns.
Quote for 2,950. Fully repair, restore and paint the 2 ground floor sash windows and the 2 round tapered fluted columns and porch at the front of the town hall, and restoring and painting the front door. So we've only got 1 quote, however, they are in the Guild of Master Craftsmen and they've done a lot of this restoration work in town.
I think it's really important that it's done.
It's done properly by somebody who knows.
Because of the conservation area and
It
stuff.
looks a bit scruffy, doesn't it?
But that includes the canopy.
He's not going to do the wording because that bit is fine.
Yeah.
But he'll do the underneath of the canopy and the columns.
Yeah, I go. Yeah.
It's got, I think something's got to be done because I remember that being done years back.
Okay, item 36, to review and adopt town council policies. 36.1 biodiversity policy. Everybody read it?
Yes.
Changes on this one.
Yes. On the biodiversity one, and I know it's my pet subject, is I'm still pushing that this council makes a decision over solar panels. Now, biodiversity, that is part of biodiversity. And, you know, we are going to get them lumbered on us sooner or later. And I've been pushing this council to make a decision on whether they're for them or against them and make some sort of effort. All the other villages, as I've said before, are fighting against them, and Grove is getting there to go into consultation. The Highfield one is expected to go to the inspectorate for some sort of thing in the autumn. So really, and we are going to have them on our doorstep for 60 years. Now, that ought to be something that's within that policy, in my mind. You know, I've tried pushing it to get to council, like nobody will listen to me. And, you know, it's absolutely crazy that, you know, and this is going to affect this town for a hell of a long time. But well out of my time, but it's going to go on for 60 years, possible 40, minimum of 40. They say they could then extend for 20 years. So, you know, you're going to have them on your doorstep all that time. The birds, the bats and everything else, they say sheep can go under. Sheep won't go anywhere near them because of the hum of them.
No.
You know, this sort of thing. And all this, so much nonsense these people are trying to push out to you to try and get them through. It's absolutely, and there you've got, I don't know who's in charge. Is it still Ed Miliband that's going to make the final decision?
He's volunteer
I
secretary.
think it's been changed, yeah, but I don't know who it is. But anyway, but you know, it's absolutely, in my mind, we've got to fight it. Otherwise, we're going to get it numbered
The
on us.
point in hand, John, is that you'd like to see it added.
I'd like something, how you word it and that, I don't care, but I think we need to get something in there where this council can agree to.
Yes, I agree.
You know, because at the moment, I've bashed my head against a brick wall and I felt like I've been to several of the village meetings about these things and You know, and they're fighting them tooth and nail. They're getting posters out, they're getting, emails and on Facebook and all this sort of thing against them, and they're fighting them all the time. But we as the main town in the area that's going to be affected by two of the providers, and we're doing nothing.
No, we are.
I think,
Do you want something included in this policy, or do you want a decision?
Well, I want both really.
So should we defer this, put it on the September full council?
Full council, if you like, yeah.
Yeah, and then we
But-
can amend this.
Early on, the council did have a vote on it, and they said they were against solar, but that was not the council we got now, that was the council before. So, but this council, every time I've raised it, has sort of pushed it to one side and kicked it into touch.
thing is, in all honesty, Paul, since I've been on the council since May last year, I have never had a
Vote.
vote on it or anything,
Yeah.
because it's never been discussed.
Yeah,
There has been
agree
no,
with you. I
there's been
agree.
nothing brought
I
to the
agree,
table.
but I've been trying for
Yeah.
going
And-
the
and I
time to get it onto the
understand that,
council
But I'm
agenda.
just saying,
But I've
for the
been
last 15
told no.
months, there has been nothing brought to the table.
Yeah, I've tried.
any
It's not
councillor.
the lack of trying, I can tell you.
So,
No,
we'll do it. John?
I think Paul, if you've got something, put it down, bring it to the table and we'll discuss it. But you don't, it comes up like something that's nothing to do with it, this biodiversity policy. And you start on about solar panels that are not going to be in our parish, actually. They're beyond our parish. So it's not,
You're wrong.
it's not relevant to this policy, which is things that the town council
So
does.
the other side of the A47 is not part of Swaffham.
The solar panels aren't within the parish.
Yes,
Other
they will
solar
be.
panels are.
So,
They will be.
back to the point in hand then, John, but Paul, would you like this raised as a point?
Yes, so it's,
So
I've been trying to get it as an
September.
agenda item.
Right. Then can we do that
Yeah.
then? Get that raised as an agenda item for September, for us to.
So in principle, yes, that I have no issues with regards to the policy. I think it's pretty much standard tick box exercise. My only thing I'd like to see in there is the areas that we have of concern that we are looking at. So sort of like an appendix that sits as part of our strategic plan that we possibly will do in the future to turn around and go, right, these are the green areas, this is what we expect to leave, this is what we'd like to do for rewilding, like we have in the churchyard, that kind of stuff. Yeah, but just kind of as part of that policy, because I think it's part and parcel of that biodiversity, environmental type thing. They go hand in hand. With things I do at work, that's
You're talking about things that are going to be in the local plan.
yeah, but I think this is slightly, it's part of the local plan, but it's also as part of the policy, we have an appendix to this. There should be an appendix saying this is Swaffham, and then this is where we concentrate. Yeah, where we concentrate, and this is what
Anything will have.
our possible plan to go forward. And this is where the strategic plan is a really important thing, I believe, that we turn around and go, these are our aims and deliverables for the 5 years. And this is what we expect Breckland and Norfolk County Council to take into account when they are making some of these decisions. So,
I've not made a lot of noise about this right through from when we first talked about having solar panels, because it has to be proven to me that we can manage without them. Because you all got to bear in mind, we've got a hotter climate. There'll be more of those things coming into houses and commercial buildings, and they're all going to need electricity. So we need to look at both angles.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but the majority of the power of these plants are going to be, it's all going to be shipped down south.
Yeah, but conversely, they ship stuff back from other counties as well. We don't lose it all.
And I don't disagree, but I think this is something that we can all raise as part of the discussion in September and have a full.
and how we go forward with it.
Yeah,
Full discussion on it, I will be quite happy.
Yeah,
that's what we've agended for September, Paul, so that you get your point across, and we all get to
Can
listen.
someone draft something that Paul keeps saying, oh, we need posters and things like that. Draft something up that we can discuss
Yep.
specifics of how you're going to pose the solar panels. Not this, you're against it. That doesn't wash when you go to the public inquiry. You've got to be specific about why you're against them.
100%.
But
So
I'm in
100
favour of
is
this biodiversity policy. I think it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with
Yeah.
it. So as it stands,
Yes.
you know, if we make additions to it further down the line, and it's only a plus.
Yep.
So as it stands, I agree with it, and
Me too. I think we just need to reference in like the local plan so that there is sort of that link somewhere to say,
And the neighbour.
Yeah, that's- yeah.
The neighbourhood plan has got more detail.
Yeah.
in, and we do green areas and.
yeah, I
things
think it
like
just needs to be referenced in there.
Yeah.
Do you want to approve it or should I put in the appendix
Just
and bring
add
it back next time?
yeah, just at it, yeah. And the final point on here is 36.2, the flag flying policy. Has everybody read that?
Yeah.
Yes, everybody happy.
I think we're going flag mad.
Well, no, this just totally outlines the specific days that we need to
Yeah,
apply it,
yeah.
and anything outside of that is,
Well, other people can do their own thing, can't they? They've got the poles and things.
well, we've got a flagpole.
Yeah. If
They
they
want
want.
band the Irish flag.
Mhm.
Okay, so, final point, to agree the date for the next meeting for Wednesday, 30th of September at 12:30 to be held here. And thank you. Yes, with that, meeting adjourned.
Thank you.